They laughed, didn't they? Mocked you, called you a loser. The worthless one, the failure, the one who would never be anything. And you just stood there, listening, swallowing it down like poison, letting it sink into your bones. Good, because now you have something that most people will never have. Rage. Not the kind that burns fast and fades. No, the kind that settles deep inside, silent, patient, waiting for the right moment. The kind that turns nobodies into nightmares. You see, society loves its little rules, its labels. It tells you where you belong, what you're worth. And if you don't fit into their perfect little mold, they cast you aside, laugh in your face, tell you that you're nothing. But here's the part they don't understand. Nothing is the most dangerous thing in the world. Because when you have nothing to lose. And when you have nothing to lose, you become unstoppable. They expect you to stay down, to believe their words, to live in the shadows of their judgment. That's the script they wrote for you. But what if you rewrite it? What if, instead of proving them right, you become the one thing they fear most, the one thing they never saw coming? You don't have to scream. You don't have to beg for recognition. You don't even have to fight back with words. Just disappear. Let them think they won. And then you rise. In silence, in the dark. You build yourself into something they could never have imagined. You take every insult, every laugh, every humiliation, and forge it into a weapon. Not for revenge. Oh no, that would be too small, too simple. No, you do it for something far greater, to become the thing they can never ignore. To become so undeniable that the very thought of you makes their stomachs twist with regret. And the best part, when they finally see what you've become, when they realize they were wrong about you all along, it will be too late. They laughed at you, didn't they? They mocked your dreams, called you a failure, a waste of space. You see, people have a nasty little habit. They love to put others in boxes, neatly labeled, sealed shut. Loser, nobody, weak, and they expect you to stay there, trapped in their tiny, pathetic definition of you. But let me ask you something. What happens when the thing they discarded, the thing they underestimated, refuses to stay buried? Let them laugh. Let them whisper behind your back, because every snicker, every insult, every time they looked at you like you were nothing, those are gifts, little doses of fuel for the fire inside you. You don't beg for their approval. You don't scream back at them. No, you do something much more terrifying. You stay silent. You let them believe they've won. You give them the illusion of victory, and while they celebrate, you sharpen your mind, you build your strength, you become something they never saw coming. Silence is not surrender. It is the quiet before the storm. The moment before the nightmare takes shape, and when you finally rise, oh, the look in their eyes will be worth every second of the wait. They say revenge is a dish best served cold, but I say, it's best served in silence. You see, when you scream, when you lash out, when you beg them to see your worth, you give them power. You become exactly what they think you are, weak, desperate, insignificant. But when you stop talking, when you stop explaining yourself, that's when the shift begins. People fear what they don't understand, and nothing is more terrifying than the unknown. Imagine it, one day the quiet loser, the one they ignored, stops reacting, stops explaining, stops seeking approval. Suddenly, they don't know what's going on inside your head, and that makes them uneasy. They start wondering, second guessing. Did we push them too far? What are they planning? And before they know it, they've become obsessed with you. The same people who once dismissed you are now watching you closely, because deep down, they feel it. The storm is coming, and when you finally move, when you finally strike, there will be no warning, no mercy, no second chances. You won't just prove them wrong, you will make them regret ever speaking your name. You don't need to announce your transformation. The best revenge isn't in words, it's in silence, in action, in watching their faces twist in shock when they realize they were wrong. They expect you to stay broken, to remain the same pathetic thing they mocked. That's why their laughter is loud, their insults sharp. They think they've already won. But here's what they don't see. The nights you spent alone, sharpening your mind while they wasted theirs. The hours you put in when no one was watching. The hunger inside you, growing, consuming, fueling something far greater than their shallow existence. You see, losers stay in the past, but monsters are born in the silence. And when the time comes, when you finally step forward, they won't recognize you, because you're no longer the person they laughed at. You've become something else entirely, and that terrifies them. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the reckoning, you walk past them, not seeking their approval, not craving their validation, because you don't need it. The power is already in your hands. Their laughter dies in their throats, their confidence fades into uneasy glances, because deep down, they feel it, the shift, the unsettling truth that they no longer have control over you. They called you a loser. Good, because now, you are their nightmare. You exist beyond their reach, beyond their understanding. They can't laugh at you anymore, because you don't care. They can't break you anymore, because you've already rebuilt yourself into something unshakable. And that is true power. So, don't waste your breath proving anything to them. Let them choke on their own doubts. Let them drown in their regrets. You have already won.